Hello, hello, and welcome. Welcome, welcome. Let me get the comments up here. Say hi in the comments. Let me know if you're watching live. I am Kelly from Collage Lab, and this is our new monthly office hours. So basically just a Q&A. We can hang out for a little bit, but if you've got any questions about Collage Lab, about any of our classes, about our membership, general questions about collage, or we've got Collage Coaching Week starting Sunday. So if you've got questions about that, I am here to answer all of your questions. Go ahead and put your questions in the chat, and I will answer all of them. I promise. Well, while I'm waiting for some questions, I'm going to introduce myself. If you are new to Collage Lab, I'm Kelly. I'm the founder of Collage Lab. I am a mixed media artist in Rockport, Texas, on the Gulf Coast, about a half hour north of Corpus Christi, which you may have heard of. And I am so privileged to run this little website for the last five and a half years almost, called Collage Lab. And I offer classes on all sorts of collage and mixed media collage. And we started a membership about two and a half years ago. I've got the most amazing people in our community over in the membership. And I do free events like Treasure Trovember. We've done that for 5 years in a row. This November will be our 6th Treasure Trovember. It's a 30-day challenge right here on YouTube. And Mixed Media March Minis just finished up. You can catch those videos. There's a whole playlist for the last 2 years of Mixed Media March Minis here on YouTube. If you take a look at any of those videos, you're going to realize the reason Collage Lab is called Collage Lab is I love to experiment. And so in 2020, when we went into lockdown, started teaching online because my in-person classes were all getting canceled and things like that. And so Collage Lab was born. And for the last 5.5 years, I have been offering classes and free events. We do a free monthly play date over here on YouTube. And we do a lot of amazing things and have built an amazing little community. And so this is a new feature. I decided, when I've got pre-recorded classes, I don't get to interact with you guys. And while we're on a new platform that allows you to, put comments on any of the pre-recorded lessons, and I'll answer them, why not get together once a month? So this is for you if you're already taking a class from me, if you're in the membership and you just want to, ask a question or, that sort of thing. And it's for anybody that finds us here on YouTube, any kind of questions about anything collage related. And I actually see a question over here in the comments. Samantha says, is it easier to start with magazine collage only? Probably easier. Absolutely. If you limit what you're working with, magazine collage is a great way to start. I do free meetups locally where I just bring a pile of magazines and some glue sticks, and anybody can collage. I teach kids, I teach teens, and so yeah, if you limit yourself to just some magazines, you don't need much to get started. But what that does, probably, if you get hooked, is it gets you interested in trying all the kinds of papers, right? And so it's not just magazines anymore. It's like, what can I do with book pages? What can I do with painted papers? There are a lot of people that come to collage after they've been introduced to the gel plate, and they make tons and tons and tons of gel plate prints, and they don't know what to do with them all. So cutting them up and putting them into collage is a great way, to expand your collage materials. I also venture into mixed media and adding mark making with all the different kinds of tools and inks and pens and pencils and crayons, and also mixed media with, acrylic paint, and some of the pieces behind me you'll see also have encaustic wax over the collage. So anything is fair game once we start calling it mixed media collage. But magazine collage is a great way to get started. You can practice composition, you can play with colors, absolutely. Any other questions? I don't see any other questions in the chat, so I'm just going to keep talking until I see more questions. Timing, is everything, right? And I decided when I announced office hours, I was going to try to be consistent. And so I've got them office hours on the calendar for the third Friday of every month at noon Central Time right now. And so every month we'll be doing this, and whatever questions you have, I'll be answering. And because today's the 18th of July, we've got something very special that starts on Sunday. It's called Collage Coaching Week. And so if you are just discovering collage or just discovering Collage Lab, your timing is perfect. On Sunday, I start it's a 7-day training. I go live every single day for 7 days, starting Sunday, and we call it Collage Coaching Week. This is the only time I'm doing this live in 2025. So if you've got a few things, happening, there are replays available of all the live sessions. I always say I don't expect anybody except me to show up live all 7 days. The times are scattered around because we have a really international group of people that are interested in collage. And so during coaching week, I've got the times scattered so that hopefully you can find 1 or 2 times that you can actually watch live, but then we've got the replays posted right away, and you can watch those through July 31st. So even if you're, busy next week, sign up anyhow and catch the replays. Best part about replays is you can watch me on 2 times normal speed, right, and get through it even quicker. And I'm just going to tell you a little bit about what Collage Coaching Week is. I will put a link in the comments and let you know this is the best $10 you're going to spend this year. Collage Coaching Week is just $10, and it is 7 days of live training. We have a private community group where you can interact with other students and through the 31st, and it is not on Facebook this year. So that's a big plus as far as I'm concerned. And so every day I'm going to go live starting Sunday. The first day I'm going to do, welcome you and do introductions and tell you, how the whole thing is set up. And then I am going to show you everything you're ever going to need to know about adhesives. I pull out all of the glue sticks, all of the mediums, all of the strange things maybe you've never heard of, or maybe you've heard of them and you don't know if you want to spend the money and, try something new. Who needs more art supplies, right? I'm a big fan of use what you have. But what I do in Collage Coaching Week, that first day, is I go through all the adhesives and I show you what it's like, what it works best on, what might cause issues. You know, certain things work best for certain kinds of materials. And, you know, when people ask me what my favorite adhesive is, I always say it depends, because it really depends on what you're gluing. And so I go through all of them. I tell you what the texture is like. I tell you if there's a cheaper option or a do-it-yourself option or that sort of thing, and things to be aware of. And then just, you know, basic gluing, gluing 101. Second day of Collage Coaching Week, we talk about cutting. And yes, we can tear things, but there are a lot of cutting options as well. Scissors, X-Acto knives or blades, but I'm also going to introduce you to pretty much every cutting implement that I can think of, and I'm going to show you how to use them. Because if you start out with scissors, you might be intimidated by using a blade. If you start out with a blade, you might be like, I'm not real comfortable with cutting this out with scissors. So I'm going to show you how to use them, give you some cutting tips, and we'll also, on that second day, talk about found materials, where to find the good images, where to find the good magazines, how to break apart an old book and make use of all the different pieces and parts, all those wonderful additions that we can make to our collage, and where to find them, how to store them, all that stuff. So that's day 2. Day 3, we make our own papers. And I just decided this morning, so this is, you know, hasn't even been announced to the world, but I'm going to throw in, for Coaching Week, I'm going to throw in a bonus pre-recorded video. I had done a live intro to gel plate printing for collage papers. It's a little over an hour, and I'm going to throw that in so that when we get to creating our own papers on the third day, I don't have to spend a lot of time with gel printing basics. And if you don't have a gel plate, that's okay. I'm going to show you what's possible with and without a gel plate. So there's a lot of options in creating your own papers, and that's what we're going to do on the third day of coaching. It is going to be messy, but you are going to create some beautiful, one-of-a-kind papers that you are just going to love putting into your collages. And like I said, I just decided today I'm going to throw in as a little bonus, I think it's a 1 hour and 15-minute video that is really all the basics to get started with a gel plate. On the next day, we're going to get into mark making and using mixed media. And so that's going to be a real fun, hands-on kind of day, as well as we learn to make different marks and get free and loose and add those special elements that really make a collage stand out. The next day, we're going to do a workshop that I did a couple of months ago called 6 Collages in 60 Minutes. And what it is it's kind of a mini composition lesson hidden in this little timed series of collages that you'll make. So you're going to get some composition lessons and some hands-on experience. And at the end of an hour, you will have created 6 very different collages with me. So that's day 5 of the 7 days. On the 6th day, we will talk about professionalism, craftsmanship, having a daily practice. You know, people make a bunch of collages and you're like, what do I do with them now? Or how do I protect them? How do I frame them? Or how do I present them? And so that's what that 6th day is all about. And then we wrap it up on the 7th day with questions and answers. And I will be totally transparent. My goal of providing 7 days of training to you for just $10, my goal is that you're going to decide that you enjoy my teaching and that you might want to either take a class or join our membership program. So I'll be answering questions about that on the final day as well. A little bit about our membership program, and keep putting questions in the comments if you've got any. Otherwise, I'll just keep talking. Our membership program includes several repeated monthly events, and there may be things that you really enjoy, and there may be things that you're like, maybe I'll do it sometimes and maybe not other times. Every month, I start the month with a challenge called the Ignite Challenge. You may have seen some videos of student work here on my YouTube channel, but it's just to give you something to work on, right? Something, sometimes it's outside of your comfort zone, but just making one collage, what the heck, right? Then we have, and this was a crazy idea when I started the membership, and I had no idea if anybody would enjoy it. And I had no idea it was going to be my favorite part of the membership. But once a month, we get together on Zoom and we have a conversation. I pick a topic that is relevant to our lives as collage makers or artists. And I let all the smart people, all my members, just kind of let that conversation flow. I learn so much. We get so much connection and insight into how other people do their creative practice. And so Coffee and Collage, our monthly conversation, is one of my favorite things. Expand is a little mini tutorial workshop. I come up with a fun new project every month, and we get together, we do it on Zoom. And then Elevate is a more intense masterclass kind of experience. And we do them over the course of 3 months. So there are 4 quarterly Elevate classes. We meet every couple of weeks for 3 months, and we do a deep dive into composition. The last one we just did was working in series. And so having that time over the course of 3 months really gives you an opportunity to go deep. And members really like it. There's more to the membership, but I could talk all day about it. Lisa says 6 collages in 60 minutes is so much fun. One of my favorites of Kelly's classes. Yeah, it is. It's so fun. And it is something, I think this is my favorite part about teaching collage. The 6 collages in 60 minutes, somebody that has never made a collage can do that successfully. And somebody that has made 1 million collages can still learn something from the experience. So it doesn't matter where you are, if you're just starting out, if you're intermediate, if you are, an expert, it's all you'll get something out of it. And of course, the best part of our membership, I can't even begin to tell you how amazing our members are. There are some of them here watching live today. They have taken on the name the Lab Rats, and they are an amazing, supportive, kind, talented, creative community. It really is the heartbeat of our whole membership program. So shout out to the Lab Rats, and if anybody's interested in joining them, you will not be sorry. Here's some pictures. I had them create scissors or glue stick selfies for me. So these are just some of the friendly faces you'll see inside our membership. And if you don't want to spend any money, I've got some free offerings on the website, and about once a month I try to come over here on YouTube and do a free live play date. So get on my email list, go to explore.collagelab.com so you don't miss out. I have not announced last month's play date, but you can watch replays right here on YouTube of previous play dates, and just go ahead and do do the project, whenever you want to. And that is my presentation. Anybody have any other questions? Questions about Collage Lab classes, questions about Collage Coaching Week, about our membership, or just general collage questions? Again, I want to remind you, Collage Coaching Week starts in 2 days. It is the best $10 you will ever spend. And, I'm not like making this ironclad guarantee. It's not a money back deal. But I'm pretty sure you're going to learn something. No matter how much you know about collage, you will learn something new or be reminded of something or be encouraged to try something new if you join me for collage coaching. So I just put the link in the chat there. Any other questions, you guys? I really appreciate you joining me here today. If you have further questions, especially about Coaching Week, because that's coming right up, do feel free to send me an email. That's the best way to get my attention. I don't always see DMs and Facebook Messenger. They get buried with all the other notifications. So you can email me. I'll put my email address in the chat as well. If you have any questions at all, it's kelly@collagelab.com. And I'm a one-person business, so I will be the person answering your email every single time. Yeah, thanks for being here. Any other questions? Any questions at all? I'll scroll through and just make sure I didn't miss any. I do appreciate you guys being here. And I look forward to seeing you all starting Sunday and Collage Coaching Week. I'm even wearing my Coaching Week shirt. So I want to see you Sunday. We are going to have so much fun. All right. Well, thanks for being here. Have a great rest of your day, great weekend. And I want to see you Sunday in Coaching Week. Thanks so much.